TMZ released a video yesterday of Ezekiel Elliott pulling down a woman's shirt at a St. Patrick's Day party on Saturday in Dallas. Another video surfaced later showing the woman slapping Elliott's hand away as he attempted to pull down her shirt. He is reportedly not facing criminal charges for the incident but can be suspended by the NFL. Elliott is already under NFL investigation on whether he violated the league's personal conduct policy for allegedly assaulting a woman last year. Shannon, what's your reaction?
Skip. Watching the video. Now, when I first saw the video, I just saw the first part. I saw him expose the lady breast. And then TMZ later came along and showed the second part. The first part looks to me that she is surprised because immediately, as soon as she feels it happens, she covers herself. Now, he goes in to do it again, and she knocks his hands out of the way. No woman, no female should ever be subjected to this type of behavior, regardless of the setting, regardless of the environment, regardless if you've been drinking or not. Now, I'm guessing this is a St. Patrick's Day parade. We know what normally happens during St. Patrick's Day. That's one of the occasions that a lot of people, like to drink. I'm not going to excuse Ezekiel's behavior. Later, she exposes her own breast. Basically, she's telling Ezekiel Elliott, you don't get to determine whether or not I show my breast. This is my body. I get to determine that. And if I want to do it, although I might not agree with it, that's her choice. Well within her right. Skip, I've said this for months. Wherever this young man is, be it the Cowboys or any of the other 31 teams, the head coach and the general manager will never, ever be able to put their phone on silent as long as he's on their roster. Because there's always the potential, the possibility or probability that you're going to get a phone call. You hope it's nothing serious, but somehow, some way, things, trouble, incidences seems to follow this young man around. And we've seen it over and over. What Zeke doesn't understand, his dad left St. Louis, moved to Columbus, Ohio, because he says, my son is naive. My son does not understand who and what he is. He's a superstar now.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
the quote was, my son doesn't know how to navigate life as a superstar. Go ahead.
Now, this was going to Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Magnify that by 3-4 times. He was an all-pro running back. He was had the best record in the NFL. So now what happened at Ohio State, it gets magnified because you're in the National Football League and you're a Dallas Cowboy. Skip, he has to act differently. He's not normal. Because guess what, Skip? Do I believe that Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm not excusing do I believe he's the only one male that probably exposed the female's breast? No. But he's the only one named Ezekiel Elliott. And therein lies the rub, what he doesn't understand. My grandfather used to tell my brother and I, boy, short-term actions have long-term and lasting consequences. Skip, let's just say for the sake of argument, and I'm gonna be devil's advocate just for a second. She sees that video. That's Ezekiel Elliott. He got $24 million guaranteed. Let me get me a lawyer and see what they say. What if a lawyer comes to her? What if her girlfriends? What if her parents sees that? Now what? See, you subjected yourself for something you shouldn't have. You shouldn't even put yourself in that situation. And I tell guys this all the time. Alcohol does not change your morals. It changes your conscience. See, alcohol will not allow you to do anything drunk you didn't at least think about sober. It breaks down your inhibitions. It breaks down your reluctancy. It breaks down your fears. Got a little alcohol, got a little liquid courage in me, Skip. I can do this now. Hey, we drank it, everybody having us a good time. And that's what alcohol does. It doesn't change morals, it changes your conscience. Skip, this is what I don't get about this young man. He still have a pending investigation into a domestic allegations about him and his ex-girlfriend. We also had an incident about a month ago, Skip, about he said he was just talking. The report came out that a friend of his was trying to get into a club with a firearm. This is the way I look at it, Skip. If I want to go party, and the only way I'm going to feel safe, I need to have a firearm on me or one of my buddies, I don't need to be there. But let me tell you something about this buddy. You need to get rid of him Because let me tell you how my buddies did me when I was in the NFL, and I would go home. Skip, I would go places, and I was like, okay, I'm about to head back to my grandmother's house. Who needs a ride back downtown? They say, Sharpe, we ain't gonna even put you in that situation. You made it out. We want to make sure you stay making it out. He says, you know what I do. If you were to get stopped, even though it's on me, I'm not the headline. They already know I'm dirty. You're it. We can't put you in harm's way. That's what homeboys do. That's what buddies do that care about you and your well-being. He doesn't get it, Skip. And I'm afraid that I hope nothing serious happens to him before he gets the message, because he's getting warnings, but he's not adhering to them. And we blew this off in Seattle, Skip. Oh, he was just being adventurous, wandered into a shop. He's just being adventurous. He didn't know what that was, Skip. It's too many red flags. I'm starting to believe this is not being young and naive. This is being who he is.
Unfortunately, I've been saying this is who he is for about the last, how long have we been on?
September 6th.
Yeah. This was obviously just so bad and so wrong. And I was not surprised, because it's always something with Ezekiel Elliott.
Or something else with Ezekiel.
He's always on the edge of trouble, if not in trouble. And you said it seems like trouble follows him. No, he seeks it. Unwittingly maybe, but he just seeks it because he constantly puts himself in harm's way. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong situation. And you're right. I tweeted this yesterday. Obviously, he just doesn't get it, and I'm not sure he will until it's too late, because he's only going to get it, I fear, and I'm speaking also as a fan and as just as a fan of his as a human, I'm afraid it's going to be too late, that he learns his lesson because he gets so punished he has to learn his lesson.
Right.
And it may cost him part or all of his career before this is over, because it has been one thing after another, to the point that I'm going to ask Jerry Jones publicly, maybe you should do what you did for Pac-Man Jones back in the day, or for Des Bryant. And that's to hire a babysitter, 24-hour security, to hang with him. That's like Des had 20, I don't know if he still has it now, but for a while Des was having his issues off the field, 24-hour security detail. Pac-Man had one in his days with the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't really work. He still got into problems. But in this case, we knew going in that Ezekiel likes to party. He likes to get out among them. He likes people. He likes to have his fun. What I don't know for sure, does he have problems with alcohol, as you point out, handling his alcohol? Does he have problems with domestic violence? We have our suspicions, because the same woman accused him twice, in Columbus, Ohio, and then down in South Florida. And in each case, the authorities dropped the charges on quote-unquote insufficient evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones has repeatedly said, almost defiantly said publicly to reporters, there is no case in either case. Even though the NFL continues to say, nope, our investigation is ongoing. So obviously that means it's still possible the NFL could suspend Ezekiel Elliott, because the NFL doesn't need legal charges to suspend.
Yeah, the NFL said it was open and ongoing. They haven't closed it.
No. Yet, with this investigation ongoing, let's think about this. Ezekiel winds up on a rooftop, which is a bar, during a St. Patrick's Day parade, in which he is looking over the edge down into the crowd, playing to the crowd. She's playing to the crowd, and we know what happens next, as you detailed. And it's just so bad, because the behavior is just inexcusable, given what's hanging over his head ongoing. And
a public figure in a public setting would do something like this.
Right. It comes across to me like he's daring the NFL to suspend him.